Let's do it. I am.
All right, sweet. All right, so we've got old Viktor in here today, fucking ready to smash it on the Tutti Fruities.
Yeah. I don't really drink alcohol, so I said,
Sponsored.
what's the girlies? You guys out here. And they gave me a Tutti Frutti. I don't know what flavor it is.
Yeah,
I don't even know what it is.
I think Tutti Frutti is the flavor. I think it's vodka. And
Vodka.
that's the first time I've tasted it as well. It's pretty fucking...
It's epic, people.
It is epic. Hit it up.
Sponsorship.
My mum gave me those. She gave me 4 different ones, and I'm like, I'm never going to drink these.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
They're a bottom shelf alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. It took the MMA fighter to convince me to drink the Tutti Frutti.
Too much pride.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on this whiskey that just burns my throat.
Disgusting.
Yeah, whiskey. That's right.
I'm all caffeine tonight. It's all about the drugs.
I'm a caffeine junkie.
Are ya?
Nah, yeah, bad. I don't even drink coffee. I just have caffeine. You know what I mean?
Pure caffeine.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, time for some caffeine now. I'll just inject it into my veins. Bro, I'm bad. I don't know.
What like
Caffeine.
What caffeine? Then?
Oh, like pre-workout,
Okay, yes.
no sugar energy drinks.
Yeah.
If I can get intravenous, I'll do that.
Can you do that?
No, I'm just I'm like at the Neil Exchange. Like,
I wasn't going to pull him up. I'm like, he must be on it.
they're like, why is he admitting this?
They don't test for that, do they?
Oh fuck, that's hectic. Yeah, no, I can't do coffee at all. I'll smash pre-workout and stuff. As you can see, I'm fucking jacked.
Years ago at your old house, didn't you have like the one that they banned? What one was that? Was it napalm?
Yeah, I had a couple at some stage. They never did much for me. Like they gave me a bit of a tingly face.
Yeah, I used to get like mad body rash. I think it was caffeine. The fact I didn't work out when I took it.
Yeah. No, I think I fucked up with coffee because he drinks, what are they called? They're just like black coffee.
Yeah, just
so I went to Zaraffa's and I just ordered his order.
Yeah,
and it was just like fucking molten lava. Like,
yeah, well, that's it. If I'm somewhere where I can't get like some sort of caffeine, I get coffee. I just get like Greek coffee. It's just pure. It's
great coffee.
Greek coffee. It's like pulverized, or it's double espresso or something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
right,
I don't really drink coffee.
Yeah, nah, can't do it. You're the coffee.
That's all I drink, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes I drink water. Like
you drink more coffee than water, I reckon. Every time I see you.
I do, but there's water in there. Like it's 80-something% water.
It's probably water in that as well. That looks like water.
It's like fruity water. It's good.
It is good. I'm impressed.
It smells like fruit tingles.
It does.
I like it.
So yeah, fucking. I had a random flashback / fact that I've like. I've seen you, but you wouldn't fucking remember me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I randomly came to one of your fights in 2019.
Oh, okay. Yep. Which one?
Good question. I couldn't remember. It was around the start of the year. So
Did I get beat into a pulp?
Nah. So you fucking smashed this guy. So that's what I was going to say. Like,
okay, yeah.
The people I was sitting around and stuff, because this was back when you had your old hair.
Long hair. Yeah, I remember that. That was Manuel Camilleri. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sweet.
Fight of the night, 2019.
Yeah.
First fight of the year, yeah.
Dude, fucking, we're sitting there and like, I definitely didn't do this, but people like that were sitting near me, I could hear them like, oh, look at this guy, like walking out to the cage.
Saying the FAG word about me.
Yeah.
I can't say it anymore, but yeah, I know.
And I'm sitting there watching, and this is the first like live event I've ever been to.
Yeah,
like I watch it on TV and stuff all the time, but fucking it's so much crazier in person.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just went in there and fucking like there's blood and shit. And I'm like, this is fucking nuts.
I haven't seen that one.
And then you won, and then everyone beside me is just like,
oh, we were wrong.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that fight actually. I was bleeding. My face was bleeding for ages afterwards. So he beat the piss out of me in the first round. And I remember going back, and I've had a bunch of fight of the nights. And I went back to my corner and I was like, oh, it's another one. I was like, he's not going to finish me, but I'm not going to win this fight. I'm just going to get here and get bashed for 3 years and 3 rounds, and just I'm sick of fighting. I quit. I'm so over it.
Correct.
My coach is there yelling in my face. He's going, fucking get out there, slow the fight down. But Ryan Dunstan, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm listening to him, but I was just over it. Like he just leveled me, and I was bleeding, and I just couldn't get going. And then the second round came about, and I listened to my coach's advice, and I slowed the fight down, and instead of trying to go out there and just, I don't know what the hell I used to do.
Yeah.
But I remember I slammed him into the ground, and he was in pain, and that's when I knew, I can actually win this fight.
Switch,
yeah. And I remember afterwards, man, my face was so sore. I was going through the crowd, and everyone's coming up to me, and this dude comes up to me, and he's like, bro, he's like, the way you look, your hair and stuff, he's like, I thought you were the biggest fucking pussy I've ever seen. And he was like, sorry, man. He was like, I was wrong, bro. Like, that was a sick fight. Yeah. And I'm like, thanks, man. But I've always copped shit for the way I look ever since I was a kid.
Yeah,
so
right.
now it's like, you know, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah,
but
for
it's
sure.
just like, it's funny, man. People have such, schemas they use about the way people look. Yeah.
Judgeable.
No, I liked it. It was like I thought it was a cool look. Like fucking. Like,
Bro, to be honest, I have no idea why I looked like that. Like, I don't know what, bro, I'm just weird. I don't know why I did that. I was like, I'll dye it white. Yeah, it'll get blood in it and it'll be red, and that's what I did.
Because I was like, even I was scrolling through your Instagram, you just got sick photos in your overalls and shit, and I'm like, if I put overalls on and stood next to a fucking excavator,
I don't know.
I would not be that cool.
I've always just been kind of flamboyant with the way I dress, and I got like, you know, I always got shit for it when I was young, but I grew up and I was like, well, I'm going to learn how to look after myself so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
look however the fuck I want.
Yeah,
you know what
sure.
I mean? That's what I did, I guess. So.
Yeah, I'd fucking love that. Like, I love like fashion and stuff, I guess you'd say.
Me
But
too.
I just like, again, what we were talking about before with the social anxiety, I don't have the confidence to fucking walk to the shop in like a bright pink shirt or something like
man.
that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
fuck.
No, I know what you mean. Like, as a kid, I used to have
ironic.
this girlfriend. She was my first ever, like, kind of high school girlfriend. Her name was Hannah.
Okay.
She might watch this.
Shout out to Hannah.
Shout out. Haven't talked for like over a decade. But
Hey,
anyway.
this could be the reading.
Well, she's married and has a kid now. But anyway, she really, really liked me. Like, really liked me. And I liked her. And we talked on MSN a lot. And, you know, everyone back in those days went on dates and hung out and stuff. And I just would not see her. Like, I'd see her once every, like, few months.
Yeah, okay.
And she was like, why? And I just couldn't admit to her that, like, I just was so insecure I couldn't leave my house. I felt ugly and ashamed.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be with this, like, beautiful girl. So I literally just, like...
Imposter syndrome, is that what it's called?
I think it's called imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is when you're, like, in a position of authority or knowledge and you feel like you're not worthy of it.
Yeah.
But I just felt ugly. And I was like... I wasn't ugly. I was just a little kid. Mm-hmm. You know, I have this girl and she's beautiful and I'm like, I can't be seen with you. You know, but she took it as me blowing her off and being like a shit boyfriend or whatever. But I just, But anyway, just talking about insecurity and, you know, getting out. I had to, like, grow into myself to be able to look or act a certain way, you know?
100%. I had a somewhat similar thing. It was, it's like grade 8. There was this hot chick at our school. And we went to this big, like, this dude's parents were out of town. So he decked out his whole street as like a skate park. Had half pipe and shit. It was the sickest party. And you're in year 8. So you're like, I own the fucking city. So we had this sick night. I go back to my house, like, tipsy. So I get my phone out and I text this hot chick that I had a crush on all year. And I'm like, oh, this is it. She's going to know I like her and shit. But I didn't know that her and a whole heap of other friends went back to her house and they're having like a chick sleepover. And I just got fucking roasted. And I'm like,
ruin you forever.
I'm never confessing love again.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about, I approached this girl at the gym, right? But I was thinking about, like, the different game men have to, like, attract women and talk to women and, like, what your style is.
Yeah.
Like, there's dudes who are, like, real charismatic and funny, or they're, like, there's dudes who are real nice, or, you know, all these different types.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about my type. My type is just, like, retarded, like Blink 182, like, hi, I'm stupid and I like you. Are you interested in me? But without the fame, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And girls just, like, laugh at me and think you're a dickhead. Like, if I talk to girls in person, it just always backfires and fails because I just make an absolute fool out of myself.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, like, me either.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got...
If I was ever single again, I'd be like, download an app and just fucking go from there.
You gotta, you know what I noticed? Like, dudes like Andrew Tate and all these dudes, they talk about, like, what women desire.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they want money and fame and wealth or materials, belongings or strength. They want these characteristics. I think it's all bullshit. I think what women want is, like, dudes who are cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whatever your field is, whatever your demographic is, they just want you to be cool.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Cool is something you can't learn or fake.
Exactly.
I'm just never been cool.
No, I'm fucking...
Even when I'm, like, at the top of whatever world I'm at, I'm still, like, a loser.
100%.
And you can be, like, the best looking dude or chick or whatever, but confidence is, like, a big part of attractiveness too.
Yeah. Like, you can be good looking and uncool. Girls don't like it.
Yeah. 100%. Look at me.
Bitches, man.
Yeah, nah, fucking... My, like... What is it? what's the word I'm looking for? Like safety net, like whatever it is, has just been like trying to make chicks laugh. And they just end up like it's just a massive friend zone.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah. Some dudes work funny so good.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't. I'm just not funny. But I'm kind of hyperbolic. But girls don't really seem to understand it. I'll be like, "Oh, I've got a crush on you," and blah blah, and they're like, "I think I'm like in love with him."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, I'm just a dickhead." Like, you know what I mean?
So you're single at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah. Sweet.
Although apparently, I don't know if I should say this. There's like a Facebook girl group, and some girl on there. It's like whose boyfriend's in Brisbane's dating me or something.
Oh,
and
really?
and recently some girl, like I'm literally not seeing anyone. And some girl posted a picture of me on there and was like, "Oh, is anyone else seeing this guy?" And I was like, "What?"
Psycho.
I can't even ascertain who it was because I'm not seeing anyone.
Yeah.
I've had a stalker all of last year, so I could be her. I don't think it is, but I was like, now I look like a dickhead as well. Like if anyone else sees this, I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to talk about girls the whole time. Weirdos.
I hate talking about chicks.
I hate girls, bro.
It's the little rascals over here.
Bunch of 12-year-olds.
Fucking hell. But I can say I've never felt safer in my own house with you here, so that's good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm the biggest bitch as well. Like, I like to put out a fucking macho persona, but I'm just such a pussycat. Like,
it's time and place. Like,
yeah.
Actually, one of the questions, maybe we can answer it now, about overcoming being hit.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to?
I got that one. How do you get used to being hit?
Like long term? Or
Yeah, I think it was about overcoming the fear of it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So this guy, he also wanted me to shout out his cat. Do you have the name?
Gabby? Is it Gabby?
No, it's not Gabby. It's
Pascal?
Pascal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overcoming the fear of being hit.
Shout out the cat.
I actually don't know. Like, I don't have an answer to that question, but I do have some like experience and wisdom behind it.
Yeah.
I've never really been fearful of being hit.
Okay.
I've been fearful of being like humiliated and stuff.
Right.
I've never really thought about the ramifications for like enduring a hit or pain. But in the same way, I'm the kind of guy that like, if I kick my toe on something, I'll cry.
Yeah,
or like when I was a bit younger, but even still now, if I see too much blood, either my own or someone else's, I get really squeamish.
True.
Despite the fact in fights, obviously that's not the case. So I think in talking about that, like fighting is like a meditation where it pulls you into the current moment, just like playing a guitar or like dancing.
Yeah, okay.
It takes thought as a mechanism out of your brain. And like, I remember the very first time, I think I was 13 and I was at a traditional martial arts with my old coach. And it was my first training sessions. Mummy wasn't there. I was alone. And we're practicing blocking with the coach. And he hit me right in the nose and busted my nose. And it started pissing out blood.
Right.
And I remember like, I was only 13. I was shocked. I just looked at him. I didn't really know how to react, like whether to cry or anything. He just said, keep training. He looked at me like that. And I was like, okay. And just kept training and just ate it. And I was bleeding. And yeah, and I was just a kid. And then anyway, the point is like, fighting is like, you shouldn't be thinking. You should just be feeling. And I'm just like a cyborg robot when I'm in there. You know what I mean? Unless something actually immobilizes or ends me or disables me, there's no real reason to stop.
Yeah.
So like, you know, your girlfriend issues, your money issues, your mum and your dad, all these issues don't really matter when you're fighting because what matters is the clear and present context, the now and danger. You know what I mean? So there's no fear of getting hit because I can't fear being hit because I'm in this moment right now. And even pain you feel pain in there.
Yeah.
But it kind of just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, when you get back to normal life, it's like, fuck. You know what I mean? But fighting in the moment, I don't really think about that.
Yeah, for sure.
So to answer the question, I guess the answer would be like, try and think of combat as a meditation and as an artistic, what's the word? not entrancement. There's
like a flow state.
like a flow state. Yeah. Think of it like that, you know, and you're just flowing and it's part of it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
like you try and avoid it, obviously.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
But when it
because I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like as soon as like I've been in fuck all fights, but the times I have been hit in the face or whatever, like you're in that zone and you're just like,
it's part of it.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt as much as it looks it hurts, I guess, because you're in that. You just flow.
It's kind of for me as well. Like I'm a bit of like a germaphobe, which is
Okay.
like to a bit of like an insane level. Like I shower a million times a day and do weird shit.
Yeah, okay.
But it's like I'm like, oh, I'm not touching that. That's gross. Like cockroaches wig me out and stuff. I'm like, ugh. But something happens sometimes, and then you're just the most dirtiest, low down, grimy mother effer there is, and now you don't care. You're like, oh, that's it now.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly.
I'm the dirty motherfucker.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know. Once you're apprehensive and stuff, but once your face is busted open, you're pissing out blood everywhere and all that, you're like,
Yeah, I'm doing it.
yeah. You can either, not everyone does. You can either accept it and just, and that's why it's a good meditation, or you can break mentally, which I guess some people do. Everyone does have a breaking point as well.
Yeah,
but you have to facilitate the correct one in the moment, you know.
Yeah, because in my head, I'd imagine worse than getting hit in the face, and I feel like I've heard people say it before, but would be like gassing out. Like, I reckon that'd suck, just running out of fucking breath. It does suck,
dude. It's happened to me every single fight.
Because I'd almost rather just be getting fucking pummeled in the face than to be out of breath and just like them ragdolling me.
I remember my fight against Bruno Playfair. I've told the story before, but I remember sitting on the stool and I was like a mess. I demolished him in the first round, then blew my gas tank, and then he demolished me in the second round. I was sitting on the stool. I remember thinking in my head, I was like, I can't stand up. So he's going to knock me the fuck out. Like I'm going to get knocked out. I can't stand up. My coach was yelling at me. He's like, get up, get the fuck up. Like hitting me on the shoulder. And I'm like, oh man, I literally can't stand up. And then I used all my energy to pull myself out of the chair. And I went to, he actually instigated, he went to like touch gloves, which you don't necessarily have to do. Yeah. I remember being like, thank God I have like 2 seconds more breathing time. I touched glove, and then I just moved back and just started swinging at his head. Yeah. But yeah, I was just like a wounded dog that whole round, and he just beat the shit out of me. That's crazy. It was crazy.
Well, I think it was in that. I watched that fight again today, in that third round where I think you landed like 3 or 4 just absolute haymakers.
Yeah.
And he took them. And I was like,
Terminator, that guy.
And that goes back to like that flow state. Like how the fuck? That's a strong flow state.
It's nuts.
You just take that.
Yeah, so, I remember drilling that dude, and he was just like, he's just taking him, and I'm like,
you question it? You're like, how?
I didn't question it because I was too tired. But I was just like, oh, it's just chaos, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
So is there just like another switch you sort of get? Because that's a couple times now that you've said while you're fighting and shit, you're just in that flow state, but in between rounds, you're like, fuck this shit, like.
Yeah, so my first 3 fights I won really easily.
Yeah.
Because I was just I've always been quite skilled. Yeah. Okay. And I was just much more skilled than the guys I fought, but I was lazy with training, and I didn't even know what a real fight was. I had 2 fight of the nights in my first 3, but it still wasn't hard. Yeah. And then my first fight that I lost, I think I actually was more skilled than him. Okay. But he just like, I hadn't had that much trouble, and the first punch he threw closed my eye up, and I was like, oh, now I've got 50% vision. And I remember thinking, I'm bleeding, my family's watching, and I can't see out of my eye. And I remember thinking, like, I know there's a path to win, but I've talked to a lot of fighters who have this too, but I just didn't understand how to overcome it and turn the fight around to win. And it took me another loss and a few other fights to actually learn how to do that, which my coach talked to me about. Yeah, okay. But it always fascinated me. I was like, you're either winning and you win, or you're losing and you lose. I didn't understand how you could actually turn the tide and can do a complete 180 and then win. Yeah, okay. And fighting is weird like that.
Yeah. No, I think that's I think it's pretty cool that you like openly admit you have those feelings and shit like that, because you always hear fighters that are just like, fucking kill or be killed. Yeah, fucker.
Like, I don't give a shit, bro.
Yeah, no, I think
let's go.
It's all like, yeah, you always have this like philosophical answer, almost like,
yeah, I get worried.
Like smart.
I get worried on too, like, it sounds too contrived, like I'm just a nerd, and I'm like, bro, you don't need to give a like 50-word answer every time.
No, I like it.
Nice.
While we're fucking got these questions on my screen, there was another one here that I was legit curious about that you sent me today, and I was like, fuck, well now I don't have to ask it.
Okay.
Why do you wear shoes when hitting pads, etc.?
I get that question so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys something. It's a secret.
Okay.
But all I give a shit about is how cool I look.
Fuck
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's all I care about. I don't, I so I lift weights. I used to do powerlifting and stuff.
Okay.
I go to the gym and I see dudes rock up and they got like the lifting shoes, the belt, the little foam roll, and they got all this stuff, but like they're still weak and it just looks cringe. I'm like, bro, you sit here and you have your little outfit on, but it doesn't look cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'd rather go in there with like Converse or something that looks mad.
Yeah,
for lifting and fucking do a big squat.
Yeah.
And look like I don't give a shit and like rack it and then I do give a shit. I'll be honest.
Got my Yeezys on.
Yeah. But if you guys are watching me, I like doing you got to have a style the way you move. Like same with fighting. Like I like pop and then looking like this is easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, like I don't give a shit about wearing the right shoes or what shoes you're supposed to wear or whatever.
Yeah.
I just they look cool. I feel better in them, and I'm someone. Personally, you got to know your product, and I'm someone who I know I perform better when I look better, when I feel like I look better. It doesn't even matter objectively if I do or not, and I know that I perform worse if I feel like I don't look good in a given. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Being comfortable.
Yeah. It's it sounds real weird,
No.
but it's true. Like if I feel like I look good on a given day, then I'll perform much better.
Yeah. So
That's the thing. Like, you feel like you look good, you're comfortable, and I guess you're more confident too.
Exactly.
It's all a part of it.
It's exactly right. Yeah.
yeah. So you're gonna bring the pigtails back? Because I reckon it's fucking sick.
I don't know what I was doing, bro. Honestly,
Why? I think it was sick. It was a mad.
I didn't mean to do it. So I can braid my own hair. I got long hair. I had long hair. And I can braid my own hair.
Yeah.
But the way the chicks do it is cool. They do it like long behind to the side.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing that, but my coach was wrapping my hands and he's like, "Motherfucker, your hair's not. What are you doing with your hair?
Yeah.
It's not braided." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I braided it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I'm always late and disorganized. And then it looked like that in the fight. I had like pigtails, and I'm like, "Why am I fighting with pigtails?"
Feel
Is
comfortable.
that when you decided to cut it?
Hey.
Is that when you decided to cut it?
I cut my hair because it was just time. Like
In a way,
it's just impractical.
Yeah.
It was annoying me, and I had it for years. Now I don't like my whole personality being based around one image. Like some people will have long hair for 12 years, and that's it.
Yeah.
I like to change it up. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Plus, it's a vulnerability.
Yeah. Yeah. Sick of getting those slurs on the way to the cage. Yeah, no, I just started shaving my head again as well because I just got over that stage of doing my hair every morning and shit.
Yeah,
I just want to get out of bed and get on with the day. Like,
Yeah.
I've never had a hairstyle. I've just had
Yeah.
ratty hair my entire life when I wear a hat.
I think it suits you though because you're like that punk rock band guy. Like,
Skateboarder.
yeah. Machine Gun Kelly over it.
I'm none of those things.
Yes, you are. But yeah, fucking. Do you want to keep hitting those questions while we're on a roll? They seem to be because I got a
questions?
couple. I got a couple others here.
Or you give me yours and then I'll pass
okay,
over mine.
sweet.
Yeah.
So the other one was, how do you get pumped up before a fight? Do you have like a playlist or something, or?
It's hard because it changes each fight.
True.
So there was one fight. There was one fight in 2019. I was really anxious about. It was at work. I don't know why. I had to drive out there alone. It was like a 3-hour drive, and I was just really anxious.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, why am I doing this? I hate fighting. All the thoughts that most fighters have. And I was listening. I was listening to like 70s soul music to calm me down. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like funk.
Yeah.
It was like I was like. I don't know. It was just cool. It was just cooling me off, you know.
Yeah.
And then I remember I rocked up to the event quite late, and his whole team was there, and they were like looking at me, like giggling, like I was a fucking loser. And I'm like, oh man, I do not feel good about this. That fight, I was just real nervous. But I didn't really get pumped up for that one. My last fight, I kind of like people looking at me.
Okay.
So if I get into the zone and I'm like hitting pads real good and I look clean and professional and technical. The other teams are looking at me and stuff. I know I look good when I hit pads. I know I feel good when I hit pads. I know I feel confident and professional. It kind of gives me like a laser focus, and I'm like, I know what I'm here as like a professional, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
But I'm not someone who like gets angry and thinks I'm going to kill this dude and all that stuff. Not that I'm incapable of that. I just don't typically channel that.
Yeah. Sweet.
I just try to be really like emotionless and professional, and like I'm going in there to like do this, and I'm going to do it now on the pads with my coach, and I'm going to go in there and do the same thing.
Is there anything you do if you are sort of hitting the pads and stuff and you're not feeling it, like, or you just sort of wait till you get in there and hope it kicks in?
Yeah, I've kind of always felt it before.
Yeah, okay.
I feel good. Like,
well, that's good then.
Yeah, I don't know. I love hitting pads. I don't really hit a bag much, actually, pretty much ever.
Okay.
I just love hitting pads.
Yeah,
it makes me feel so good, and it's like my flow state, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. And the last one, this one tripped me out. So there's a ... So pause for dramatic effect. Mcgregor or Chandler, who takes out the PowerSlap?
The PowerSlap.
Have you been watching that shit?
Bro, I hate PowerSlap.
Me too. It's so bad.
It makes me so angry. Yeah. I can't believe Dana. It'd have to be McGregor because McGregor's like got big hands. He's pretty big bone structure. Yeah. Okay. And Chandler, I like Chandler, but he seems like a bit of a glass cannon. Like he hits hard, but I don't know if he can take shots that well.
Fuck yeah.
So surely McGregor.
McGregor in the PowerSlap.
Yeah.
How long does that sport last?
I can't see it lasting too much longer.
I think there's going to be like serious injuries.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it though. I'm like, why would anyone stand there without skill and just get concussed and brain damage? But then I'm like, I'm risking the same shit anyway. I kind of have some sort of ability to make it not happen because I have skills, but also I don't really because I'm fighting a killer. So
I guess in a way, but at least you can use all your tools, I guess, to try and get out of the way. Whereas these guys are gripping a pole behind their back.
Pretty sure Cartman made that sport years ago.
It's just stupid. I hate stupid things.
Yeah.
I've always been someone like
It's the viral factor.
I was never someone at school who was like having fun because it's doing stupid things. I hate stupid stuff. Yeah, personally, and that just seems like a stupid thing to be doing.
Yeah, because the thing that got me as well, like a fighter came out the other week saying that he got offered to take part in the slap league, and he got offered $2K to show and $2K to win. So it's like these guys are getting $4K max to fucking. Yeah.
Can you be in the UFC and like can Francis Ngannou just fucking?
I think it was like the next one. Fuck getting slapped in the head by him.
His hand would like man.
Flashback to the sand mines. Shovel me in the head.
Literally a shovel.
Yeah, definitely. Sweet. Well, what are your questions over there? That's before we go.
I'll just pass you your phone. So these questions are an accumulation of like I think mostly funny questions.
Fuck yeah, we love funny here.
I think so.
We try.
This is a funny based podcast.
So yeah, it's just that entire.
So I literally just click on the
first one, then back, then second one, then back, and then just let me turn my battery down so it doesn't blow.
This is the thing on Instagram I saw.
Yeah,
the story. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I did one of these the other day, and then So press X when you need to go back, and then you can open up another question.
Okay, sweet. Not a confession, but love your attitude on CTE. Life is nothing without passion and risk, tempered with a little common sense. Defo will follow the heart into MMA and spill blood myself soon.
Thanks. I wish you well in your endeavor.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And you can't be foolish. Like I don't believe in taking foolish risks in life, but I think the path to greatness always involves some sort of risk for all great people throughout history. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
got to risk it. Hang on. Best Muay Thai gym in Thailand. Any recommendations?
I think in Thailand you're just a number, you're nobody. So the best thing you can do there is find a coach that you vibe with, do PTs, find a few, and then formulate good connections with someone that you like and that likes you and that wants to work with you, and then go from there.
Yeah, okay.
How long were you over there for?
Yeah,
like 2 weeks.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, but I made some really good connections. I want to head over there maybe next week or the week after. So
true.
Yeah,
nice. Where we go on this one? I failed a class.
I don't care. I failed so many classes.
I failed my life.
Don't do that. Study. I don't know. Don't study. He gives a shit.
Study life. Blah, 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 blah. Where we got this one? I don't change my bed sheets. Interesting fact.
Are these meant to be questions?
Or? Most of them are confessions.
Oh, confessions. Okay.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. This is the goss we came for. I had to help my friend take out her tampon. I kind of enjoyed it.
That's helpful.
It's a shame these aren't live, so I can get some follow-ups.
Yeah,
I think I've done that before a few times.
Really?
Yeah, wasn't her choice. I had to convince her. I'm a bit twisted.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll rock it.
Yeah,
you know,
That's why you have a blood phobia.
Fuck yeah, that's sick. Not that one. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
yeah, I did until it became cringe. I didn't watch like the last 1 or 2 seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't know how it ended?
No, I didn't give a shit. It just became too formulaic and Hollywoodized. So
Yeah,
I got
I
over it.
suppose.
They, you know, the reason it was good is because it's written by an author.
Yeah.
Not some dickhead in Hollywood. So,
Yeah.
Wasn't the last season not written?
Yeah, it was written
that
by
Yeah.
like directors and
Yeah,
shit
directors,
like that. Yeah.
I never watched any. I think I watched like 2 episodes and just sort of didn't have time.
Do you watch much like TV and shit like that?
I got this question the other day about Netflix and stuff. I honestly think like everyone should not watch Netflix. Sorry, not watch TV, not watch any of that shit. I think it's literally all indoctrination and propaganda.
Yeah.
And I think the thing with propaganda indoctrination is that it works.
Yeah, okay.
And people talk about like the Second World War and First World War era and stuff, and how overt the propaganda was and foolish it was, and how dumb everyone was for falling for it. But it's the same now, and it's worse, and they're better at doing it. And I think, I think we need to like free our mind from that stuff. Like TV is the worst. Like I haven't had a TV in my house for so long, and when I turn it on, I knew it sucked when I had a TV. I was like, TV is shit. Everyone knows that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But you don't realize how much it affects you and indoctrinates you. And that now when I'm at like my parents' house or a particular parent or some other people's houses, and I hear it going, it's just so I feel like it's just all formulated to make everyone a carbon copy of each other and live within certain means of society. And it's not too extreme. It's centralist. It doesn't really hold any revolutionary views or opinions. It just keeps everyone in shape so they don't do that themselves.
Yeah, I've definitely sort of hit that phase as well, because like maybe I don't know, halfway through last year, like we're just watching shit for the sake of it, and it's like it's the same movie every time. Like
exactly.
Good guy's daughter gets stolen, bad guy dies. Like it's the same thing with different characters. I've started making like a conscious effort to start reading again.
Yeah, reading.
And I'm actually like enjoying it more than TV. Like
reading is the bomb.
Yeah,
audiobooks too. Like I have issues sometimes sitting down and reading, but I like audiobooks at the gym.
Yeah, okay.
And when I'm doing housework, like washing dishes and stuff, it's a good. I've got heaps of good books done like that.
Yeah. I've always got podcasts cranking in my ears, so I like the fact of just sitting down and like flipping through pages. And like since I've been with my wife, she's like, I used to be obsessed with books until you hit that stage of school where everyone's like, "Oh, James is a fucking reader." Like, and then I'm like, "Oh, I hate books."
Yeah,
and it's like fucking. I never hated books.
Well, I'm halfway through like Goggins, and then I sort of half gave up, and then went to Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, okay.
And then had kids. And then I was just like, I've really got to get back into that.
Yeah.
The habit of just like scrolling through YouTube and just the feeds that suck you in and shit.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
If I pick up my phone before the book, half an hour's gone and I'm like, fuck.
I consciously don't watch dumb shit though, like all the fail videos and all that shit. Like it has to be something cerebral.
Yeah. Stay away from that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
like
TikTok. It's just,
man.
It's like
so bad.
It's like eating Big Macs. all the time, or just constantly masturbating.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean? You just become a drug addict.
Yeah.
We all become. It is. Yeah, we all become docile. Whatever's kind of dopamine hit we get.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta have some delayed gratification.
Yeah. Schools teach kids not to do drugs, but I don't know. Like I don't know what schools teach now, but do they teach you about social media and not to do it?
And that's the thing. Like I was at the store the other day, and what the fuck is processed food? Like, it's so accessible, right? And we all eat it, but like, what is it? Like lollies. What the fuck are lollies? You know what I mean? And they're cheap. Yeah. They're literally like pieces of plastic, sugary shit. The processed food movement came around the 60s or 70s, I think, because they wanted to like make food production easier and cheaper. And now we eat it. Like, why? Like, you know, I don't want to talk about drugs, I guess, but you know, people. What's the difference between eating a kilo, I don't know, whatever, a pack of lollies every day and whatever drugs? Yeah. To me, I don't really see any difference.
Well, sugar is the most addictive drug that exists, isn't it?
Yeah. And
by comparison.
Yeah, I'd presume so.
I think it might have been you telling me the other day, and it completely turned me off Macca's chicken nuggets. Probably forever. Was it you that said that they're like a paste?
It's a paste.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh, that's so gross.
It's so good though.
I've always thought, I'm like, yeah, they are good.
I'm not judging people, by the way, for whatever they eat or drink or this and that, but it's just people's brains, the way they structure things that they see in the world. I feel like they're just propagandized to think good, bad.
It's like we live the freedom to eat what we want and be as healthy or as unhealthy as we want. But the fact that we are kind of programmed subliminally, but we don't know it.
Yeah,
like every ad that pops up in kids' cartoons is like a Macca's ad.
Yeah.
And no one really cares or questions it, but at the end of the day, when you're driving past Macca's...
Yeah, I know. It's so bad. I fucking hate it. All right, here's a good one. I drive, but never got my license.
Whoa. How?
Yeah.
I've almost lost my life. Have you ever been pulled over by a cop and beaten?
Yeah.
You have?
No, how's that person? I would be beaten because the amount of the round of traffic stops I've had.
Really?
Bro, I'm bad. I get so angry with Brisbane drivers. I think they're real bad drivers.
True.
I feel like, here's a rant for you. Can I rant about something?
Yeah.
Look, Brisbane, all over the world, right? We don't live in this like nanny police state about driving, right? You know, you get a ticket, you pay it, you throw it out the window, that's it, you keep driving, right? But in Brisbane, the laws are so strict, and Australia, the laws are so strict. Everyone's fucking, oh God, I gotta drive this all the time. So they like, compared to Asia, everyone in Australia doesn't rely on their own perception to drive. They worry about, oh fuck, I gotta follow the rules, and they're switched off. They pump the brakes everywhere. They don't know that you can just take your foot off the brake, off the accelerator. You don't need to brake, or they can't indicate. People just are very retarded. I don't know if you say that.
Pull up to the roundabout, they stop, and then they look.
Yeah. And then they, they'll come to a full stop to turn off, and I'm like, just go, go. In Asia, people rely on their own perception.
Yeah,
they rely on, can I see, can I hear, what can I feel is going on the roads, and they drive to their limits with perception. But I feel like people here have been infantilized to drive like infants. Yeah, because they're so scared of the authorities.
And a lot of the Asian countries, it's kind of like, I don't know how strict the road rules are, but it's kind of every man for himself.
Yeah, exactly.
And so in that field, the stereotype Asian driver over here, it's like...
But they drive better there.
They expect you to use your common sense when they're cutting in front of you. Sort of thing.
Don't worry about it. Just get to where you need to go and don't die.
I've seen
don't kill someone.
So many videos on the internet of like Asian countries, and their roundabouts are just constantly like
flowing. Insane.
And like cars are coming on and off, and it's like... They just like vibe.
You'd be killed if you Brisbane driver on that roundabout. Oh, fucking go like this.
Because I saw a video again the other day, and it was like the first roundabout installed in America. Yeah, and everyone's just like they're so nervous.
Oh, they're going the wrong way and shit. What was it? Chevy Chase National Lampoon Vacation, whatever. I think it was the European one.
Yeah,
and they didn't know what a roundabout was, and he's stuck on the roundabout all day.
Yeah. There's this one. How do you not get scared when there's multiple attackers?
Good question.
I thought that said scarred, and I'm like, fuck, that's hectic.
I guess in the past I do get scared.
Yeah.
I've always thought, so when I was doing security and stuff in nightclubs, I'm a very critical person of everyone and everything around me, but also myself. And people who know me understand that. They are like, I torture myself more than anything else.
Okay.
And I remember like in the old days, I was young, like 19, 20, and I'd have to tell some massive, muscly, tattoo-faced dude to leave a nightclub, and they just look at me like, I'm not doing shit. And there'd be two of them, multiple ones. And as a kid, you're like, oh, like,
is it worth it?
Yeah. But I always had fear. But I always knew that if I pussied out and went home, that I could not look myself in the mirror ever again.
Yeah, okay.
Ever. And I know I'm not saying you should never act on your fear. But for me, so many times the thing that got me through was like, I can either stand here like a man, even though I was a boy, and face this, or I can go home and torture myself for being a pussy for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I just never chose option 2.
Fuck yeah.
When I was younger. And then, I remember one time I was walking home from a party, and my mate had an argument with these dudes or something. There's 3 of them, and they just walked up and dropped him. I remember looking at him being like, oh, I guess it's just me now. I wasn't scared though, and they just started punching the shit out of me. One of them needed me in the face. I blew my eye up straight away. I was just blocking and stuff. But I just always thought like, well, I'm not going to run Especially when I was working though, because I was like, I have a job to do. Like I'm getting paid to do something here.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to exhibit my fear. I'd rather just stand there and get eaten alive, I guess, and not even put up a fight than back out.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess that's how I deal with it. Dealing with those two guys in that specific scenario, there was one little micro fraction when I felt a little bit of fear. The whole time I knew I could handle these guys, like it wasn't in trouble. So that's why I didn't really hurt them either. I was, chilling out.
The slap was the best part.
Well, that's why I slapped him too, because I was like, they were following me for ages trying to get around me. I'm like, dude, I'll drop you. But anyway, that's when I actually felt the fear, because before that they kept like lunging at me and going to hit me, but not doing it and trying to find a good moment. I knew they weren't really that committed to it. Yeah. But after I slapped him, old mate pulled his pants up and started like chest out, and then the other one circled around. I remember thinking in my head in that moment, I was like, oh shit, this is real now. You know what I mean? I have to fucking sort this out right now, because I had the feeling like, okay, they actually want something now. It's happening. Yeah. So I did feel a little bit of fear in that moment, but just training and stuff got me through. So
I don't know how people can be like so dumb. Like if I saw you out in public, you'd be the last person I'd be fucking trying to pick something with. Like, especially if I look like them.
I actually had an interview with this American dude for ESPN a long time ago that happened, and he was talking to fighters who have been in fights, and why people seem to want to do it, and he was saying how sometimes people can pick up on that and they want it more. Like I've been in a few street fights when I was working security and stuff, and I had 2 black eyes at the time.
Yeah, okay.
And I remember, because I just had a fight the weekend before that, I was at work, and then dudes would punch on with me or call me out on it, and I'm like, I look like this because like I actually do fight.
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't know why you think I would be weak because of that.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, I got drilled. I don't care.
A weak bouncer that gets fucking bashed every week.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at me. Like, but people are weird. They have these cognitions. I don't know. I don't really get it.
Yeah.
I guess like in an uncontrolled environment, it's not so much how many attackers there are. Like if I had your skill set, I'd be like somewhat confident. But to have even just one dude come up to you who looks like me, but just pulls a knife out and you're not expecting it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Could be the end. So many people with knives and shit these days.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
and does it ever cross your I don't know if it crossed your mind in that incident? But
I thought that guy did have a knife.
Oh really?
Yeah, because
like
he
had a chair.
I've been in fights before, and when someone has like a sudden, I don't want it to sound like I get into a lot of fights and stuff. I'm just old, and I've like working security, and so I've just had lots of shit happen. I've grown up in the inner city my whole life. I'm not some ghetto dude, but yeah, I've just had lots of things happen. Yeah. But I something, and maybe this might help viewers out, that I noticed is if someone seems to strangely out of nowhere have a massive explosion of confidence when they didn't before for seemingly no reason, it's because they got some sort of trick up their sleeve like a knife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that kind of happened with that dude. He was a bit tentative, and then he was like suddenly keen, and he also wrapped his shirt around his hand, which often means someone's knife fighting. That's a knife fighting thing. And he had it around his hand, so I thought, I think he might have one, because I was like, why else would this guy be confident with me?
For sure.
So yeah, I actually thought he did. To answer your question, I don't think about it in my spare time much, because I don't think about getting into fights. I just deal with it with stuff when it happens. So.
Have you always been pretty good at like reading people, or it's more sort of?
I've always been good at it, but I definitely got good at it from years and years of security.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing I was bad at, I've always been good at reading people, but the thing I was bad at was choosing a course of action.
Right.
So I would just always freeze it up, or like, I don't really know what to do here, kind of thing. So I had to learn how to do that. But yeah, you can definitely get good at reading people and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got this crazy thing like with my wife. I always like tell her when I get a bad feeling about someone. Sure enough, like 6 months later, I'm like, I can told you. Yeah, should have listened.
Yeah.
What would happen? Say you hopped into the ring, right? And then like you don't know me. I walked in looking like this albino anorexic dude. And would you be like intimidated in the way that like the fact that I'm there, I must have some crazy skill set that you're not expecting?
Not really. Like fighting's weird though, because I fought dudes and I looked at them in the weigh-in and I was like, I didn't care. And that dude was a good fight. And then I thought other dudes, he looked soft or whatever. And then that didn't have any effect. And then some dudes, I didn't really care about the fight, but he intimidated the shit out of me in the weigh-in.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Something about, I can't really explain it. When it comes to fighters, like normal people, maybe not so much, but when it comes to fighters, like I think Alex Pereira said Sean Strickland intimidated him.
Yeah, okay.
Actually. He actually admitted that.
Yeah,
and that's
right.
sick because Alex Perez is a freaking legend.
Yeah.
And he just, I thought he said he just looked like he's going to kill me. And he did. Look like that. Sean Strickland's a psychopath, but boring fighter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I can't really. Sometimes when you just look dudes in the eye, you're like, oh, I don't know, this is going to be full on. You know?
Can you sort of see through the ego? Because you get those fighters that are just 100% ego, and that's their persona, that's their thing, that's their sale.
I remember another, like, I guess it sort of went viral video in the local sort of Brisbane scene. There was a fighter years ago, like he probably still fights, but I haven't kept up with him. His name was like Ben 10.
Oh, Jules Jackal and Ben 10.
Yeah, their little thing.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool because the other guy was all tatted up and stuff like that. And then, he was being aggressive and shit in the way in. And then when they got in the cage, it was like fucking complete 360.
Yeah.
But yeah. Who do you text the most? Me?
Today?
I don't really text anyone that much except two of my closest friends. Two of my close friends.
Okay, sweet.
I hate calling people.
So let me
I'm
double
a
check
texter.
where you're at.
Yeah, I'm up to that one.
Oh, wait, hang on. You moved down. Yeah, just keep it on that.
Keep it on that one?
Yeah,
okay, sweet. I sold feet pics.
You
Sold what?
That wasn't me. But I would.
Are you
if
hot?
anyone is
I'll
interested.
buy them. I've never bought feet pics before.
I've never bought any pics.
I never bought pics before, but special offer only. Whoever sent that, if you're a hot girl, I will buy feet pics off you. So slide into my DMs. I will 100% do it. You can take my feet pic purchase virginity because you gave us a good confession.
Join the Patreon for
Go fund
Viktors
it.
feet
Let's
pics.
go.
Have either
Is
of
that
you?
an OnlyFans thing?
Yeah. Have either of you ever subscribed to an OnlyFans?
No, I don't get it at all.
No, me either.
I thought it was just a sexual thing, but it can be anything.
It can be anything.
Just
now.
like a celebrity.
But so Bert Kreischer, the comedian, he's doing his roast on OnlyFans in like a month.
Yeah. That'll be worth checking out.
It will be sick because there's like no limits.
Yeah.
There's a couple more. I peed myself at the movies. Have we done that one?
No.
No.
What do I have to say about that? I don't know. Again, if you're a girl, that's hot. If you're a dude, you probably drank too much. It happens, all goods.
It was only a couple of weeks ago I shat myself at Bunnings.
Yeah, that was awkward.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a good story though.
Is that true? Do we want to talk about that, or
We can bring it up again. I love it.
I was just having one of those days, probably too much coffee that morning. But I was in the Bunnings aisle, not around anyone thinking I was going to fart, but it was everything else. And then I didn't know what to do. It wasn't like filled everything. It was just
didn't know what to do.
It was like
That's
the tap
the
was on
best.
and off, and it was like, yep, I'm out.
Fucking hell.
We've all done it.
I
Not me,
haven't.
I've never done
You've
that.
never done it?
No,
I don't
Come
think
on,
it's
guys.
a common thing.
me up.
I would never do it. Fucking hell. All right. Well, you got places to be.
What's the time? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
We can go longer.
Yeah. I know you have anything else to say? You question me about? I'm having fun.
If you're having fun, we'll keep
I
going.
got to get out of here though.
You do?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
We'll go a little bit longer, maybe.
Okay, sweet.
You got a Bachelor of Psychology.
Yeah, psych science.
I left him with these questions because I couldn't even pronounce them.
I read the abbreviation of that, and I was like, oh, he's a psychic.
In a way.
Can you read my
I
part?
tell people that.
Yeah.
So what's that about?
Is that that's a uni degree?
Yeah. I just did it because I have this like obsession with human motivation, like what makes people be the person they are and act the way they do. It doesn't serve me well when I'm like talking to someone because I can't let things go. Like they think I care about the specific scenario or argument and like I'm a dickhead or a loser because I care about it, but I need to understand why people think the way they do and do the things they do. It drives me like literally crazy.
Yeah, right.
So I was just always passionate about the human mind. So I studied that to enlighten me a bit more. I would like, everyone says this, I would like to go back and do my masters and stuff in it, but I just don't know if it's as lucrative for the amount of work it requires at the moment. So I'm still considering it.
Do you see yourself sort of going down that path?
I would like to make enough money that I can look after myself and my future family one day, and then once that's done, then I want to pursue that path for more of like an enlightening way to help people and work.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a more
sure.
wholesome kind of way to interact with the world.
Yeah, sweet.
So yeah.
That's cool. What was the other degree or whatever it is on there?
History and literature.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did history and literature first because I failed high school pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had to up my GPA to get into what I wanted to do.
Yeah, right. I failed high school as well, but they wouldn't let me leave.
Still in there today.
Basically, they said
you call the teacher mum and stuff.
They said
That's who bought you these.
Yeah, my grade 9 teacher. No, they said I can get a school-based apprenticeship or leave. My mum wouldn't let me leave, so I had to get an apprenticeship and not be there 2 days a week.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So that was fun.
Yeah, but you know they say like if you could go back to school, I feel like I'd want to learn. Like
Yeah, me too. I wish I
love
could
history, but
okay, this is gonna sound really stupid. I think I was telling someone this a while ago. I was like, I wish I could do like a crash course of like grade 1 to 12 in like 6 months or to like a whole year. Just to,
Like
there's so
Billy
many
Madison.
things. Yeah, like literally. But it sounds creepy to say. I'm not being creepy.
as an adult.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
There's so many things I missed out on that I actually want to learn now.
For sure.
I would love to learn.
My son's in grade 1 at the moment. Some of the shit he comes home with, like,
Yeah,
it's
you're
got
like-
me puzzled.
Yeah. I just didn't care in grade 3.
Yeah,
and I missed
me
out on
either.
important things.
Like,
you know?
he'll ask me, and I've got no fucking idea. So I give it to my wife, and I love it when she gets confused as well. I'm like, it's not
gotcha.
just me.
It's like, how do I write a code to turn the lights on the fridge when
It would be like that nowadays.
What color is a donkey?
Yeah. My teacher's just an AI.
Yeah,
It's getting
AI.
that way though.
It is. I saw a couple of pictures the other day. Someone did an AI. They typed in like "show me a house party," and it looked like a legitimate house party, but like everyone was a little bit off. And I'm like, that's too freaky, that they're having a party inside my computer. It's going to take over.
Probably someone doing psychedelic drugs in another dimension that
Probably.
transitions
What if it is
into
that?
sometimes. Could be.
There's people that you know how this chat GPT thing oh no, it's not that one, there's heaps of them that are popping up, and you can like generate like AI porn now, like photos. We're doing it the other day.
Don't fucking bring me down.
I made them do it the other day. But there's ones like it's not necessarily porn, it's just like you can make attractive chicks with like they look legit real.
Yeah.
But people are like setting up algorithms to run an Instagram page to automatically post every hour the same chick in a different pose or whatever, and have the chat GPT like auto a caption up that would suit that picture, and they just get heaps of revenue, heaps of follows and shit. But they could create like 50 profiles and then just make heaps of money off it.
Well, I want to know, like, where are all these retarded dudes?
Like, that are buying this shit.
Is everyone just lying and it's all of us? Like, all of us in this room and every guy?
Yeah.
I think
Or are we not lying and there's just that many people in this world?
There has to be.
have you heard of dead internet theory?
No.
That all the not all, but like 90% of the internet traffic is bots. That we just like obviously humans are using it, but there's just way more bots than humans, and we're just reading it in the ether like, oh, look at all these people, but
there are dudes who like pay money
Yeah,
to
100%.
some 19-year-old OnlyFans.
For sure.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Like,
I'm not dissing you if you do. I don't know. I would say you shouldn't do it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think humans should consume porn, but I don't know. I just
does it add to the excitement? It's like the fact you paid for it, that's personalized to you.
I've never got that,
guess.
because you can literally go on the internet and type in whatever you want to see, and you'll find a video. Like, I don't know why you have to pay $10 a month to fucking...
dudes like look at streamers, but they don't even get naked or anything.
Yeah, I
they're
know.
just chicks streaming.
Just sitting there.
They pay. I don't know if we sound like boomers right now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I was saying the other week, I used to love like tricking people on, like, I'd go on chat roulette and stuff, and I'd just look up on porn. I'd look up on Pornhub like a hot chick on a webcam, and I'd just hold it in front of my camera, and then when they start getting all like flirty, I'd just drop my screen. Be like,
I can imagine that being me. I'd be like, oh my god.
It's crazy. Like when you think back to when you were younger, you didn't have the internet, and how exciting life still was.
Well, you're a bit older than me. I had the internet when I was
How old are you? Young 30s?
92. Yeah.
92.
Oh, I'm 92
okay.
as well.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was the year to be alive.
I'm an 80s man.
Oh, okay.
That's tragic.
I feel like I used to use the internet and stuff as a kid, and I was picked on for it. Only like losers and dorks. Yeah, back in those days, like.
How, like, when would that have been? Like, what
Oh,
grade?
like primary school and stuff.
Yeah, right.
And,
93, it sort of hit schools and shit. It was around then, eh?
I don't know. We didn't have it in school.
Yeah, we didn't have it at school.
No.
I remember
maybe like grade 7 or something. We maybe started exploring the World Wide Web.
Yeah,
we had an assembly. I think I was grade 4 or 5 or something. And they're like, we have 3 computers in the office staff room, and they have the internet, and you can go in there to like research things for assignments and shit. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. Like, how does it work? So I went home and I told Dad, I'm like, you know this thing called the internet? And he's like, why do we need that?
That's crazy. You're that old.
I got picked on because I was always like quite articulated when I was younger in primary school, even though I was bad at school, and I got picked on for it. And then I used to listen to like metal, like weird music and stuff. And these girls went onto like a band that I liked website and found a word that I used apparently in my vernacular, and then they bullied the piss out of me for like weeks. And I don't know, like he gets his words off the internet, and I was like, got to get him somewhere. Like I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I just had weird.
Sounds
weird
like you went to a fuck school.
I think it's just.
Do you remember the word?
Nah.
No, you're not going to say.
I do remember the word. I don't want to say it. It's not even bad.
Yeah. Okay.
But imagining in grade like 6 or saying it's pretty cringy, I guess. I said, yeah, there you go.
I fucking when like I maybe knew Ash for a year. I like tried to bring a word in as like a cool saying. I was like, oh God, don't do it. I was like, wait, we should start saying church, like oh, that's church. Yeah, or like that's church as fuck. And
bro.
And it works. Like it could take off.
Yeah, it could. So everyone, hashtag church.
I might start it.
Hey?
I might start.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Next win.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a church fight.
Yeah, this fight was church as fuck. Shout out to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast boys.
It sounds too cool though. But then again, it's obviously not cool.
Yeah, I know.
It's ironically, it's like the new rad.
Oh, nah, don't bring me down like that. It's not rad.
Do people say rad anymore or not?
You're so old.
Oh, shut up.
Sweet. Well, you got to shoot off.
Yeah,
now,
I better get out of here.
We better call it there. Cheers for coming in,
worries.
man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
mate.
it.
Man, thanks a lot.
Thanks, boys.
We'll get you in when we can go live.
Yeah, let's do this again.
See you later. Cheers.